If you have DACA or you're an immigrant, guys, it's getting bad. It's getting really bad. I've gotten.
Okay, a lot of you guys tagged me in this video regarding a DACA recipient who got a call-in letter from ICE. And this particular DACA recipient lives in Texas. And while I am only speculating here and nothing has been confirmed by any government agency, I'm going to give you my thoughts on what's going on to kind of hopefully relieve some concern. First, let me explain what a call-in letter is. A call-in letter is a check-in at ICE. A lot of comments were saying, oh, it looks like spam. This is a spam letter because it's not from USCIS. Remember, USCIS is a different agency. That letter was an authentic letter, and it is commonly what ICE call-in letters look like. This is for, they're generally used for people who have been in some type of process. They're already known to ICE, and perhaps they have withholding of removal, or they have a removal order, but are under OSUP. They've been reporting to ICE. They have a criminal history. They're in removal but don't have a final judgment yet. And so ICE is basically asking them to come check in and keep ICE notified of their case, and ICE can review and see, hey, has there been a removal order entered? Is there criminal history we now need to be concerned about, right? In other words, are you still here under a somewhat of a lawful or protected status? And what I think is happening with this individual, based on what he said, what the ICE agents told him when he went to his check-in, is he lives in Texas. We know there's a recent policy change now in Texas regarding DACA recipients. And so, one, this could be just a review that DACA recipients in Texas who are no longer eligible for work authorization are complying with the terms of their DACA, of their deferred action. They don't have a criminal history. In other words, they're not subject to removal. They're not removable based on their DACA. And I think they're probably starting with Texas because they've had that work authorization component stripped, and it's kind of the easiest group to start with. However, I could also see this being implemented nationwide. They're saying, hey, we know that you have deferred action. We know that we cannot remove you as long as you don't commit a serious offense and as long as you keep up with your valid DACA status, but we're going to have you check in on an annual basis to make sure that in fact you continue to be not removable, or to assess whether or not we should proceed with removal proceedings against you. So that is my hypothesis. It sounds like the agent told him that that's what they were going to begin to do. Again, nothing has been formally announced. I would obviously consult with your attorney if you do receive one of these letters. Make sure that in fact you aren't removable if you're going to your call-in letter. You want to comply. It is always good to comply with what the government is telling you to do, but definitely speak with your attorney if you get one of these letters in advance. Maybe they can accompany you just to make sure that there is, in fact, no risk of removability and being placed in removal proceedings. I think it is their way of keeping tabs on people, making sure you're in compliance. We know that the priority is now removal, so they want to make sure that you are staying compliant and that they should not or cannot proceed with removal proceedings against you due to a breach in kind of your responsibilities as a DACA recipient.